5 years ago today, 10 lives were lost when a gunman entered Santa Fe High School and opened fire.
13 others were injured. The close-knit community was left scarred but strong. But they are preparing now to unveil a memorial for those victims in just about 30 minutes.
Grace White has been following this story from the beginning. She's live with more. Grace.
Many of the victims told us they simply cannot be here today for this ceremony because it's too painful. We sat down with a group of victims and survivors who told us they are frustrated by broken promises and lack of information surrounding the case.
Gail McLeod. My son is Aaron Kyle McLeod. We lost him on May 18th.
I'm Rhonda Hart. My daughter Kimberly was shot and killed at the school shooting.
They are mothers, a son,
Joe Tisdale, my mother, Cynthia Tisdale, was murdered that day.
and survivors.
I'm John Barnes. I was the officer that was working at Santa Fe when the shooting happened, and I obviously was shot in my arm.
I'm Flo Rice, and I was shot in the Santa Fe shooting.
She was a substitute teacher at Santa Fe High School. Rice was teaching basketball in the gym when she heard the fire alarm. She walked towards the exit with her students, not knowing she would be in the shooter's path. Realizing she had been shot, Rice called her husband from the parking lot.
Flo has a lot of PTSD. I have just a little bit, but just like if you go back to the school for an event or for anything, you know, it's like you relive it, that moment.
Since the shooting, the Rices have become advocates for school safety. They supported a bill the governor signed to harden schools and better equip substitute teachers. But after Uvalde, the Texas House of Representatives Investigative Committee on the Robb Elementary School shooting put out a report saying it hadn't been enforced there.
They stated the school said they would leave doors unlocked for the convenience of substitute teachers that did not have keys.
But it's not just broken promises these Santa Fe families have dealt with. It's also been a fight to get information. There was no third-party report done on the shooting, leaving many families in the dark about what actually happened to their loved ones inside the school.
And we saw them take their first breath, and we knew their APGAR score and their weights and their measurements. But we're not allowed to know how they died.
On May 18th, Rhonda Hart was a bus driver. She happened to see her daughter walking into school that morning. They waved "I love you" in sign language, their tradition. It was the last time she saw her daughter alive. Hart and others pushed for a bill that would allow victims' families to see certain evidence from the crime scene. It's now headed to the governor's desk, but the years of fighting has weighed on them.
It creates this animosity between victims and the system, whatever the system is, because it looks like they're trying to hide something.
Do you think that's been unique to Santa Fe? Certainly in other shootings, we've seen video released faster. We've seen more of the timeline released. Why do you think that's unique to Santa Fe?
Because our shooter's still alive.
And they all have little hope there will ever be a trial.
It doesn't feel like it.
No.
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 Nope.
I don't think so.
For more than 3 years, the accused shooter has been undergoing treatment at a North Texas hospital to restore his competency.
There's been no progress. There's been no progress. There's been no progress. Well, I understand they can't tell us exactly what progress has been made, but there has to have been something. I mean, you just can't let him go for a year with doing nothing. There needs to be some progress. That's the problem.
Back out here live, we're expecting that ceremony to get started in just a few minutes. The statue behind me is what they will be unveiling. We're told it will be called Warrior Spirit in honor of the victims and the school's mascot, the Indians. Ron and Reka.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing it. Grace, thank you so much. You can head to the KHOU 11 Plus streaming app, and there you can watch a special that we've been working on as we reflect on the 5 years since the shooting.